Okay, so our next step now is to prompt the user to actually get that value for sides. So at the moment we can vary the sides within the code simply by changing one variable here, but we want the user to be able to enter that at runtime, so when they're running the code. So in order to do that, we're going to use an object which is called a message box. So if we start typing message box, you'll see it gives us the message box prompt, and then we can press tab and enter in a dot. And you'll see that when we enter the dot, it gives us a number of methods that we can choose from. So if you look at this list, the one that looks like it's going to get get input from the user is this first one, ask for input. And so when we choose ask for input, there we go, I'll just double click on it, and we enter our bracket, you'll see that it's going to prompt the user to enter some text. And here's an example, message box, ask for input, what is your name? Now we don't want what is your name, so we want to ask how many sides. So inside quotes, we're going to prompt them how many sides, and I'll make that 0. And so now when we run our procedure, we should be prompted, except I've got something wrong. The expression being assigned to sides must be constant. Let's just not make that a constant, we'll make that a variable instead, and that solves our problem. So by deleting the word constant, a constant is something that must stay the same, and of course if you're going to ask the user for a value, it's not going to stay the same. So by getting rid of the word const, it means that integer sides is now a variable, which means that it can change value in runtime. So there's a little gotcha as well from me. You can fix that just by deleting that line const. Now if we press start, it should take that variable sides and prompt us how many sides, and we can, during runtime, enter the value in, and it will draw that number of shapes for us, or that number of sides for us in our shape. Alright, so get yourself a message box happening and change that constant that we used earlier into a variable so that we can change the value of it inside the code. Another little thing just while we're here is make sure you're pushing this little save all button. So push the save all button so that you're saving your solution at this point.